Namaste everyone. Welcome back to another episode on IHA lecture series. Today we are going to discuss about the fourth stanza of Passage to India, and we have finished the first, second and third stanza already. So let us move on to a discussion of the same. In the first stanza, we saw Walt Whitman, the American poet, celebrating three achievements. Okay, and which were those three achievements? Yeah, of course, the opening of Suez Canal, Union Pacific Railroad, and transatlantic cable, which was used for telegraph communication. And within the first stanza itself, he was also talking about the relevance of the past. He says that the present is just a growth out of the past. Are you getting it? When we went on to the discussion of the second stanza, the second stanza actually talks about all those spirituality, okay, that is there with the Asiatic legends, myths and fables. So he was actually talking about that spirituality which is contained in all these myths, legends and fables of Asia and Africa. And why is he talking about these fables, these myths and these legends? He is actually singing about a religion which combines together the scientific achievements of the present and the spirituality of the past. Okay, well, and in that, okay, in the accomplishment of such an ideal, he actually takes or accompanies the soul, or he actually wishes and requests the company of the soul. Okay, then in the third stanza, we actually saw two tableaus. Tableau means two pictures, and those two pictures were one, the opening of Suez Canal, and the second, the opening of a railroad. Okay, Union Pacific Railroad, which is in America. And when he concludes the third stanza, he also made a remark at the voyager Columbus, and he says that centuries after your finding of America, okay, you had actually started to find out a sea route to India, but you actually ended up in discovering America. And see what has happened right now. The land that you have discovered had made possible your dream. Okay, we were able to link the lands together, and we have literally come so far. He hails those three achievements. So let's see what is in store in the fourth stanza. Passage to India, struggles of many a captain, tales of many a sailor dead. Over my mood, stealing and spreading they come, like clouds and cloudlets in the unreached sky. These form the first four lines of the stanza 4. So over here, he is actually talking about the destination of finding a passage to India, which you can find in the history. Okay, see, he says that, many a captain, they were struggling to find a sea route to India. India over here is a place of spirituality. Are you getting it? Struggles of many a captain, tales of many a sailor dead. And in that pursuit, many died unaccomplished. Over my mood, stealing and spreading they come. Okay, as a poet, when I just look back into the past, into the history, all those figures, their faces, their endeavors just flash into my eyes. Over my mood, stealing and spreading they come. Okay, they just come and go. They just flash in front of my vision and go when I just think about their efforts or endeavors, like clouds and cloudlets in the unreached sky. And it is compared to, okay, or it is similar to the clouds and the cloudlets on the sky, and we know that the sky is something that you cannot reach, okay, by just a human individual. So like the clouds and cloudlets appear on the sky and they just move away, these stories, these tales of the sailors their struggles, okay, they just come in front of my vision. Moving on to the next section. Along all history, down the slopes, as a rivulet running, sinking now and now again to the surface rising. A ceaseless thought, a varied train, lost all to thee, thy sight they rise. The plans, the voyages again, the expeditions. Again, Vasco da Gama sails forth. Again the knowledge gained, the mariner's compass, lands found and nations born. Thou born America, for purpose vast, man's long probation filled. The rondure of the world at last accomplished. So, see over here, he is actually trying to tell us that, like a rivulet. Rivulet means small inlet of water. You can say it like a small river, okay, rivulet. Like a rivulet running. What is the nature of such small rivers which you can find, especially in the deep forest? They will be appearing on certain places. They might be running into a kind of a cave. They might be appearing then next as a waterfall. Okay, so it's almost like that. So they disappear, then they rise, then they come to the surface. That is the nature. So that dream, okay, that spirit of exploring, okay, a route to India, okay, unfolding that mystery, okay, wherein you can literally reach up to that paradise that you have lost. So that fervor, that spirit was always there in the history, and that spirit is actually compared to that of a rivulet, okay, a small river which actually is running and sinking now and then now again to surface rising, okay. It is compared like that, the nature of a rivulet, a small river. So he says that along all history, when I just think about what had happened in the past, okay, what were the efforts which was actually put over there by these voyagers, these explorers, these sailors, okay, who actually became or ended up as just a tale just because they couldn't explore anything. Okay, along all history, when he starts thinking down the slopes, okay, down the slopes of history, it's a bit metaphorical. As a rivulet running, sinking now and now again to the surface rising, like a small river, a ceaseless thought. Cease means stop. C-E-A-S-E. Ceaseless means without stopping, okay, it was flowing continually. Okay, although the rivulet actually sinks onto one particular point, then it comes, okay, above onto the surface, but still it is actually following its path in one route or the other, maybe on the surface or under the surface. Are you getting it? So there was a thought, there was the ceaseless thought, and what was that ceaseless thought? Finding a passage to India. Okay, a ceaseless thought, a varied train, okay, over here, varied train means different train of events and thoughts. Okay, he's not at all talking about a train, okay, over here. But, such an effort is accompanied by a varied train. Over here means a train of thoughts and events, because many were successful, many were not, okay. Well, lo sol, okay, o sol, lo, it's an expression that you use to address the soul. Okay, lo sol, to thee, thee means you, to you, thy sight, they rise. Okay, you can know all these things better than me. He's actually over here signifying the divine plan which was kept, okay, by the super soul. Are you getting it? You know all these things. Thy sight, they rise. The plans, voyages again, the expeditions, and because of that ceaseless thought which was there, okay, within the slopes of history, along all history, as you know, different plans came, different voyages, okay, that took place. Expeditions were done again and again. Again, Vasco da Gama sails forth, and just because of that spirit, undying spirit which was there, which was vested in the men of our past, Vasco da Gama, a representative of the same man of spirit, he sails forth. He started to sail. Again, knowledge gained, the mariner's compass, lands found, and nations born, though born America. Vasco da Gama, we know him as a Portuguese sailor who found sea route to India. So he says that Vasco da Gama had accomplished that vast purpose. We had gained knowledge there in itself. Okay, when we found a route to India, the mariner's compass. Okay, the mariner, over here is of course Vasco da Gama. His compass could find, okay, that new lands found, nations born, and that is how, okay, that spirit was there in the early men. They started voyage. They had the spirit of finding new lands, and it is all because of that we are able to know all the requirements, all the information about all the lands in the world. We're getting it. Likewise found India by Vasco da Gama. Lands found and nations born, though born American. Likewise, America you have also born. For purpose vast. Okay, what is the purpose vast? Of course, finding passage to India. Okay, passage to the spiritual kingdom. Well, man's long probation fulfilled. We know that probation is actually a period of trial. Am I correct? We actually use it in relation to job and all. Okay, first few years, first 1 year will be taken as a probation in many jobs. So therein you will be under observation. Okay, we have been, all mankind were actually in probation. Okay, before this event, man's long probation filled. Okay, filled over here means came to an end. Okay, with the discovery of India and then America. Thou rondure of the world at last accomplished. Okay, rondure over here means you're rounding of the world. You were actually circumnavigating. I mean, correct, to find out routes to different lands altogether. So that actually came to an end. So with this, we have come to the end of the 4th stanza. I hope the points that we have discussed are clear with you. If you have any doubt, you can place it in the comment box below, or I will give you my mail ID. You can mail me personally too. Thank you for listening.